Hey there boys and girls, Lucky here and welcome back to another Battlefield video. Today we're gonna talk about Battlefield 5 and its Battle Royale mode and why it should be pretty epic. So I'd say, let's get right into it. Alrighty, so before you're trying to behead me, as far as we know right now, Battle Royale is just gonna be another different mode for Battlefield 5, meaning the same as it would be with Rush or Conquest. You can just tick a box and server filter, and if you do not want to play it at all, you really do not have to, and really do not have to concern yourself with that. So that should be already a win in case you're not a fan of Battle Royale. And if you are, just tick the box, I guess. Alrighty, so why does Battlefield's Battle Royale mode has such a great potential? Now, if you think of the current popular Battle Royale games, there's Fortnite, there's PUBG, there's probably the two most popular ones. I think Realm Royale is also upcoming. And usually most of them have some sort of issues when it comes to, for example, the frame rate, the optimization, the netcode, how much how stable the connection is going to be overall. And with the Forstbite engine in Battlefield, this is already a lot better. It can already handle 60 Hz with 64 players, destruction, projectiles, flying vehicles, all of that crazy stuff. And I mean, there's just so much going on that I'm pretty sure that they're gonna be able to give you a very stable gameplay experience, which is something that most other Battle Royale games are lacking in, to really give you that non-cheesy moment where you just get one-shotted across the map or in some around-the-corner moment, which is really annoying. I think Battlefield with the Forstbite engine will not only give you better FPS, but it will also ensure that there will be a better and more stable connection with a higher tickrate to ensure that the gunfights actually be more fair and more proper and they don't feel as cheated in some scenarios. And again, this also reminds me of another popular game from back in the days that would have been DayZ. DayZ was awesome, everyone wanted to play it, but the performance was just so bad overall. And back then Frankie said if it would have the same performance as Battlefield 3 when it comes to gunplay and movement, stuff like that, it would be such a even more pleasant and just better game overall. And I think this is something that Battlefield really has something up its sleeve to actually make a better Battle Royale game. Now, another thing that you have to keep in mind, because I heard a couple of people say, well, it doesn't really fit with Battlefield overall, or it doesn't make sense. First of all, we already have a couple of mechanics that are typical for Battle Royale games in the base game, such as everyone can res the teammates and there will be less ammo and stuff like that. So I think that is very important, that the core gameplay of the game is actually compatible with the Battle Royale mode in itself. Now, what I was trying to say is that if you go back all the way to Battlefield 3, there was a DLC that was called Aftermath, and there was a mode called Scavenger or Scavenger Hunt. And back there, it was essentially the same scenario you would have in a Battle Royale game, meaning you only spawn with a pistol or even with nothing, and then there are different weapons spawns throughout the whole map that you can pick up. However, there's always limited ammo as well, so you only got like 1 or maybe 2 mags and that's it, nothing more. And I think this already kind of resembles the kind of the core gameplay mechanics of Battle Royale. I mean, back then in Battlefield 3 you still had Conquest, so you were still going to cap the flags and get your tickets down. And I mean, for BR you just would have to essentially replace that with kind of a team deathmatch non-spawn mechanic, and boom, you got a Battle Royale mode. Nice BR without any thought at all. So we already pretty much had a similar experience to that years ago with Battlefield. Now, something that I really would look forward to in a Battlefield Battle Royale game would be the gunplay. I don't really like it a lot in Fortnite. I think it's a little too casual. I don't like the hit scan. And I think in PUBG, due to the game's performance and overall problems with the netcode, hit detection, and stuff like that, it's not as crisp and could be a lot better. I think Battlefield really nails it down. You still got the projectiles. They might not be quite as realistic as it is, for example, with PUBG, but still very close. And there's also a lot to learn with the guns, the patterns that you have to learn in order to better control them. So it's not going to be random with bloom or bullet spread, but it's going to be more reliable, so it's actually something you can put time into, which again is skill, which again something I like. Another cool thought that I had would be not just this normal Battle Royale game mode where you're a single player against everyone else, but squad gameplay, where you actually have your gadgets or your classes and actually play as a squad against other squads. I think since Battlefield already has a heavy emphasis on squad gameplay mechanics, it would just be extremely valuable to make that into a BR game mode or a separate squad BR kind of thing you can queue for, because there you would essentially have those squad moments that you're looking for, but in a Battle Royale scenario. And I think due to the way you have your classes, this really makes lots of sense. So I'm really interested and also somewhat excited if they're gonna do that, and I hope there will be something like that, because I really would like to see a certain group or team dynamic with that. And of course, vehicles. I mean, Battlefield just always had vehicles, so they got quite a lot of experience with that, so they probably would find a nice way to implement them without making it OP and maybe balance them right. Of course, this is gonna be hard, but I think this also might offer another different, interesting spin for the Battle Royale genre. And then for maybe the out of, or like the zone that's closing in, could be like an out of bounds area, like we usually have with Conquest or stuff like that, and that would be just artillery fire if you just move out there, so you would get killed if you move into the zone, something like that. Just kind of throwing my thoughts out there, but I think this would also very much work not only within the setting but also within the franchise. However, my last concern for the BR mode would be actually competing with PUBG and especially Fortnite, since PUBG does cost a lot less and Fortnite is free to play. So competing with something that is free to play is extremely hard, so I could see them offering the Battlefield 5 BR mode for free and not the rest of the game, which might actually lure in more players into buying the game overall so they can play Conquest, Rush, all the other modes that you usually have with Battlefield. However, they would also be more competitive towards normal kind of BR games, or maybe they're just testing BR with like in Battlefield and then they're gonna make like a separate Battlefield Battle Royale game after that. I don't know, it's just kind of a thought, but this is something that's gonna be very hard to attract players if they have to pay money, I guess. And of course, they're going away from the whole premium thing, so DLCs are going to be free, which I think is pretty cool. And they're going more to buy cosmetics, like CS, for example, with the skins or LOL or whatever, like everyone does these days. So it's not something that bothers me. But I think with that, in that way, they could still offer that portion of the game for free as long as they have those way of, like that way of monetizing it. So yeah, just my 2 cents. I would love to hear you guys' opinion, and if you would like to see a Battle Royale mode in Battlefield 5. As I said before, I think it just fits the game and it kind of lends itself. I think it would be pretty cool, but yeah. I think it's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and luckySkillFaker out.